Hi, everybody. I am just here to test whether or not I can even go online from my Airbnb in Tel Aviv. Um, hi, everybody. I'm trying to create an event for us. I wanted to give a free quick office hour um, as an opportunity also to answer, to announce the workshop offering and to answer any questions you might have about that. So long story short, since I'm already here and it seems like it's working, and if you guys are watching this right now on Facebook Live, there's a Zoom link, but I'm not able to share it yet. So later on, there will be a Zoom link. I am struggling to get the event to sync up with the time difference. So I'm not sure what's going on. So I'm having some issues creating a Facebook event for this. So I will post a Zoom link on the group for you guys. And I'm going to start. It's now 8:47 in the okay, so it tells me that it's streaming live now. So hopefully it's live. I'm going to see. So this is all to test. Yeah. All right. So I am going to start in 30 or about 30 minutes. And if you're watching this and you're having if you're in the United States, you're having your morning coffee. I'm here in Israel. It's now, for us, it's early afternoon, wherever you are in the world. If you want to join this impromptu quick hour and also it will be an opportunity for me to share new emerging details about the workshop I put together. There were many people, many requests for summer workshops. So I'll tell you more about this later, but long story short, I'm here traveling in Israel. I have advanced group that is ongoing and going to continue through to November. So I wasn't planning necessarily on offering one of my foundational workshops, which is the signature flagship workshop of Academic Writers Unblocked. This is the entryway into working with me. It's the more affordable program. And I actually was trying to, last time I tried to give it, I thought of making it longer and more elaborate, and then it became more expensive. But my decision now, based on talking to many of you who seem to want support this summer, and you guys want group support, and this is a fantastic program for that. And I decided to go back to the old price, even though all prices around the world are going up. I thought, well, let me offer this for you guys in an affordable manner. It's not for free, but it's still a lot more affordable than any of my other workshop offerings. So I've whipped up a website and an enrollment, and those are available now in the group. I am trying to get also emails out for my subscribers. If you're on my email list, there will be an email coming out soon. But generally speaking, here's the quick info. And let me see if anybody's watching this live. It's probably too early in the morning somebody's watching live. Hi, Chanel. I see Chanel is watching with me live. So this is the scoop. I decided that when I come back, and I'm coming back on 4th of July, I am going to offer foundational workshop over 8 weeks. So I'm going to start, I think, July 14th, and we're going to go all the way up to, I can pull this up, hang on. No, you know what, I'm going to do this later. But anyways, it's going to be all the way through, I think, to August. I want to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, September 1st. So this is foundational workshop. It's basically an invitation and an opportunity for academic writers to fill in the gap in our training. I always say this is my pitch, so I'm just going to say it again. Universities do not train academics as writers. They don't train graduate schools. They don't train junior faculty. And I know because I have many, many, many senior faculty working with me for years, taking more and more of my workshops because it's filling that gap. What I know to teach you guys as a veteran academic myself and someone who has left academic employment to do this work is to teach you the writing process, to teach you to first get aware, become aware and release your bad, awful habits of writing that we have in academia that's usually full of self-loathing and this feeling that, you're less than and you're not worthy and you don't know how to work at this and you're not aligned with your passion and you never feel like doing this. And so we first kind of understand the environment that fostered those really bad habits to begin with in the gap, since, in the environment that academia creates that does not teach you how to work at writing. And so we do this work and it's group trauma healing. We heal our academic writing trauma, but we do this by also a very hands-on practical approach where we learn tools, we learn how to understand, building a writing practice, building, detoxifying and rewiring your writing habits, your writing life, your writing practices, and building a writing practice. And also just kind of in the group, people really end up sharing and kind of figuring out what in their academic journey wounded them as writers, made them feel less than, made them feel that they don't know how to write and that they don't know how to, that writing became such a problem in their life, in their academic careers, which, is really a common occurrence. And so as we first do that, we then start introducing those practical tools, scheduling tool, I call it the time dance, learning how to work with time, I don't say manage time because that puts you back in that old approach and that old kind of view. So my workshop has the first unit is blocking and unblocking, understanding your writer's block and understanding how to unblock. Then we go into a big unit that takes us through 2 or 3 weeks. That's called the time dance, understanding how to work with time, understanding how to create a more gentle, loving, compassionate dance with time for you in your own life, understanding what time you really have in your life and working with what you have and not with this imagined, oh, one day I will have all this time to write. The second part of the time unit looks into the project schedule and how do you organize a project over a longer time. And then the third and fourth parts of the workshop go through style, the academic style, which of course is its own, I always tell, my clients, and there really isn't any writing style that's harder. Academic writing is hard because we do a lot of other things that different writers have to do. If journalists report on things and, novelists have to do storytelling, and philosophers, make arguments, we need to do all of these things. We need to contextualize, historicize, provide context, tell a story, make an argument, do theory building. We also, before we can do all of that, we do our own original research and we have to report on that. So academic writing is really difficult. And if you find it difficult, please know that you're not alone and it's objectively a difficult, challenging type of writing. And we tend to forget the passion to just share our own voice that got us writing academically to begin with. So that's the third unit is style. And then the fourth unit goes back to the issue of craft. How do we work at this and bring together everything we've learned about blocking and unblocking, those deep dives into Jungian kind of shadow work, where, all the healing work we've done, the trauma we imposed on our inner writer. I explain in the beginning that the part of us that write is a young part of our psyche. It's like the wide-eyed child that is very wild and innocent. And that part of you doesn't want to play with you if you're mean. If you tell yourself, I suck at this, the child goes and hide in a tree and does not want to come play with you. So the first couple of weeks, we create a conversation with that inner child in a group setting, and we kind of like start by assessing, okay, what went wrong, right? We went into academia. We could have gone somewhere else where we could have made big money, but we're here because we wanted to do something meaningful. Why are we struggling so much with the writing? And this is really healing and therapeutic. And while we do that, you continue to make progress towards your own writing project. Now, it's really interesting to also note, like a lot of people come to me and they have deadlines, or their dissertation or their tenure book is ready, or needs to be ready, and there's a time crunch. But paradoxically, even though the kind of work I do slows you down to go back and understand the very foundation for your writer's block, for your writing struggles, naming these, doing the work, attending the group, tends to free. They start writing with joy and ease, even before we got to the lessons that are more about hands-on writing. So I do really recommend it. If you're watching these and you're thinking of joining the workshop and you're saying, well, but I have a deadline and it's crunch time and it might not work for me, think again. In any event, if you have interest at all in joining this workshop, I will invite you to reach me, direct message me, let me know. I will tell you right away let me I'll pull up the website. I've already shared it on the group, so you can go to Academic Writers Unblocked and you can find in the featured, the first announcement that SPIN has the workshop and has the website. And so I'll share a couple of videos since I am seeing some people are watching along. The early bird special rate. So the workshop will begin, let me go to the schedule. We will begin July 14th on Friday. Now, when you're in the workshop, every Monday, you get a pre-recorded lesson and some readings. And then we meet Friday and we workshop each week's lesson and readings. And then if you didn't really have time to do the readings, don't worry about it. Those are not mandatory, and the lesson lectures through them, and then I also make sure that that you guys have the main points. But yeah, we're going to start already July 14th, so it's a good time to make a decision if you're going to join. Now, the early bird special, this regular enrollment price is $550. The early bird special knocks off an additional $100, which is $450. And then if this is still science fiction for you and you cannot afford it, please let me know. This is how I approach foundational. I actually do this with every one of my workshops. I'm a little bit of an academic Robin Hood, meaning I have faculty members who work with me for years, and I already know about a couple that said that they will join this. So for each fully paying faculty member, I try to turn around and offer a scholarship, which is, additional. It could be a very deep discount. It can be breaking up payments, but I offer one of those for struggling, graduate students, underemployed or unemployed or precariously employed individuals. That actually creates a really fantastic community of peers. Foundational workshop has everything from PhD students, sometimes even MA students, to full professors who've been working with me for years. So, it's an invitation. Everybody is a beginner in foundational because we can all stand to recreate our writing life. Okay, so 450, value this workshop at 800 easily, because we meet for 8 weeks. You get 8 pre-recorded lessons. You get 8 sets of fantastic readings. They're not like heavy academic readings. They're usually like from the creative writing world, like more, easy to read, inspiring readings. You get writing prompts. You get a ton of exercises and writing prompts, and you get yours truly, which, is also expensive, but you get it for free. And then you get 8 weeks of this. So you get a pre-recorded lesson, you work through the lesson, you work through the things, you meet on Friday. The stuff that happens in group is nothing short of magic. People come together and they share in vulnerability, they share their writing story, they share their, whatever they have going on, and they work together to really rethink and then rewire how they approach in a much kinder, self-compassionate way the writing process, and it just ends up being beautiful. So if you want to join and you have the 450 and you don't mind, you want to pay on PayPal and just submit it, the website that I now created. Yeah, this is the website. And it's again, it's on the you can access it. It's on Academic Writers Unblocked, which is the group you're watching this on right now. You can go to the feature tab and find website. You can enroll right there and then. You can pay it through PayPal and you can secure your spot, which it's not going to be endless spots and it's already filling up. So you can secure your spot and you can get the discount, the 450. Now, if 450 is still very hard for you to do, although that is really the price that I want for this, please let me know, because the more people join, the more I can offer scholarships, or I can break up payments, or I can also, if you are in the United States and you don't want to pay the fees from PayPal and you have Zelle, which is just the online banking, feel free to contact me and I'll give you my Zelle account and you can join that way. But other than that, if you're ready to go and you want to cut your spot, and I'm going to have to discontinue the Birdie Bird special. The early bird special is not going to stay forever. So yeah, you're going to benefit from making a quick decision here. Another thing, I got to tell you, I wasn't going to even do this. It wasn't my plan to offer this. People here on the group really asked for support for summer work, so I decided to do it. So, if I don't see that the workshop that the group makes, I need, I have an amount of people that I need to run the group, I might have to reschedule the group. But we're not quite there yet. There is actually a lot of interest in this. And as I said, I offer this because people ask for it. So please take some time if you're in joining this summer to work with me. Take the time to look at the website. I have the schedule set up in there. Let me see if I can share the screen and show you. Hoping some of you are here. I was going to try to do an event and all of that stuff, but Facebook kind of doesn't like that I'm in a different time zone, basically, than what I'm usually in. So it doesn't let me create an event. So I'll pull up the website and then I'll share the screen and I will show you. All right, so share the screen, and thank you if you guys are watching this with me. I know this is like a little bit all over the place, but that's okay, because here in Academic Writers Unblocked, we are here to role model that we don't have to be perfect before we can show up. So no perfectionism here. All right, so you can see here, this is the website to the landing page where you can enroll. Academic Writer Unblocked. Academic Writers Unblocked presents Summer 23 Foundational Workshop. Here you can go, you can just click here to pay the tuition, and then here to enroll, you can just put your name in here and enroll. When you scroll down, you can see the detailed schedule. You have week 1, again, starting July 14th. You're gonna get and watch the first live session upon the pre-recorded lesson when you sign up for the workshop, and then Friday we will start workshopping, and it's going to be 11:30 a.m. Eastern time, unless everybody in the group vote to do something else, because that was the time that you guys voted on in the group. So if nothing else changes, it's going to be 11:30 a.m. Eastern time, like New York, Atlanta. Right, and so then you can look here at the schedule. Week 1 is writing is practice and process. Week 2 is the science behind writer's block. Week 3 is dealing with blocks. Week 4 is time, part one, it's called Our Writer's Time. Week 5, that's going to be August 7th. To get the lesson 5, that's second part of time. The project schedule, week 6, we look at style part 1, week 7, we look at style part 2, and week 8, we have our final live workshop, which is called Finishing School, Putting a Plan to Work. At this point in time, you're ready to go. You know what you're doing. You know your writing life has been detoxified, and you know what you need to do to continue to work in order to rewire your brain so that you have better habits. Down you can see the workshop description. It explains the rationale and what the workshop includes. You can see here it includes forever access to 7 pre-recorded lessons from me, and then 8 live sessions that are usually between an hour and a half and even 3 hours, sometimes depending on the size of the group. Those get long, but they are worth it, because this is the time that we really ground in our body and in our emotional process the work that we do. It's includes membership in a private Facebook class community, a syllabus full of impactful readings, and everything included for free, and writing time, multiple writing prompts and exercises to help you practice what we learn. And there you go, another opportunity to enroll. And then if you scroll all the way down, you can see some of my fantastic past clients and students who took the workshop, and there are a couple of testimonials to tell you how that went and how that felt like. All right, guys, so I know it's very early in the United States. Most of my clients, I think, are in the United States and Canada, and most of my members. But if you're somewhere else in the world and you're watching this, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to jump here to say I am offering foundational workshop starting mid-July. If I see that it takes more time to enroll, it might start a little bit later. So if you are one of the many people who texted, emailed, direct messaged me, or said me on the group when I said who wants summer support, this is in response to your request for support. So listen, $450 is really kind of average amount that you would have to pay if you take any writing workshop. And most writing workshops around are not directed at academics. Now, if you're taking my advanced workshop, that's like an 8-month program that goes in between one-on-one developmental editing coaching with me and group session, then we're already talking at a premium program that's a couple of $1,000. Okay, so really you get 8 weeks of a lot of time from me, because you get the pre-recorded lessons and you get those weekly live sessions, and whatever happens, whatever emerges from, it's something really tricky. Sometimes we really touch on your academic trauma, because these are the things that are the linchpin of your writer's block. I will have your back. If I need to do one-on-one time with you because this is triggering something in you, we will do it. And I'm available in text. So you get a lot of my attention and time taking foundational. You also get the group community support. It's a really fantastic. I see people who are still in touch after all these years taking foundational. They stay in touch with each other. And I'll tell you another thing. I have many people who take foundation, whatever workshop I offer, again and again. People who are in my advanced group right now, for example, which is a premium group of 8 writers. And as I said, this is like the couple of $1,000. Of course, I always have people who pay a little bit less because they're precariously employed, but this is the premium program. I don't think anybody in this program is every single person in my program right now took at least foundational workshop and advanced workshop with me once. So people keep coming back to take more and more workshops. And the reason is that joining one of my groups, you get a very different type of accountability. You do get accountability because you're in a group and other people are together with you, thinking about writing, talking about academic writing, doing this together. But it's not from this place of competition or kind of any toxic comparison. It's from a place of vulnerability that is shared. We come together and we share what is going on in our writing life and how it challenges us. And from that emerges just a lot of wonderful things. And I've seen people really heal their writing life, heal their trajectory. And it can look like many different things. It can look like somebody sometimes needs to abandon a project and they don't know to let go and they don't know when enough is enough. So actually this could be great success. Like you can join and you're like, I'm so blocked and I've been working on a book for 10 years. And then what ends up happening is you might abandon the book or understand the book within the book. There are so many ways to move forward from being stuck. Now I'll tell you another thing, and it's not my what I set out to do, but I'll tell you what happens a lot of the time. People get really good jobs after taking my workshops, which is really nice because they take my workshops. So for example, one story is this person took my workshop. She was incredible, but very traumatized and very abused in her program. So she didn't think she was that good. So she was stuck on a dissertation for 10 years. She joined the foundational workshop when she had the deadline for she had to finish her dissertation or else. And she was so stressed about it. She didn't know if it was the right time to join. She ended up joining. Not only did she finish her dissertation, we actually did a little bit more one-on-one work later to help her just polish it into some publications. She finished the dissertation. She got a fantastic job in a top university, and just her entire trajectory for her career changed. She improved her relationship with her advisors because she came into the relationship a lot more confident to advocate for what she was trying to do. Together with me, we understood what was going on in with her advisors who didn't understand what she was trying to do. It just, everything became better for her. Another, a full professor who joined several full professors who joined my workshop ended up abandoning projects that were just weighing them down. They didn't want to do them anymore and they couldn't give them, stop working on them. And so, as a result, I can think about 3 different people where this happened, and they're each of them are now writing a passion project. They started working, or they're revamped, or they allow themselves to go back to work on a project that they really loved. And now these projects are under contract, etc. I had another person that was really, really advanced. And again, I'm not telling you to take my workshop and you'll get a really amazing job at an Ivy League. But that shit happened. This person took the workshop. She was writing on and off all the time, but she couldn't bring herself to make something with a beginning, middle, and end. Wrote something fantastic. Got invited to give a job talk at a very, very prestigious university and nabbed that job now. You would probably get that job anyways, but would she have the courage to apply for it? Would she feel like I have a really good piece of writing at this moment in time to go for that job? She says no, so I'm very proud to say that, and again, I'm not naming names, but if you're watching this, you might be knowing. So I had also people I'm trying to be modest and yet tell you the kind of stuff that happens. People who were suffering debilitating depression, especially moms with young children trying to do academic work and just being so hard on themselves and not understanding the transition. I know for a fact that, some of my proudest achievements is starting to work with somebody like that might be usually on a scholarship and might be paying me a fraction of what I think the workshop is worth, but she comes in as somebody that gets a scholarship, and I end up literally saving this person's life, because they have a baby as well, right? So it's helping her just come down, figure out her life, figure out how do you learn to be a mom and really teach yourself how to write academically without the panic, without the self-abuse. Those are some of my favorite stories of things that end up happening in this workshop. Listen, if this is even remotely enticing to you, please send me a message, DM me. I will extend time to talk with you, etc. I am on vacation and I'm, trying to see a lot of family and friends because I'm back in Israel, which is where I'm from and everybody in my life is from. But I decided to do this and I want to be available for you. So if you have questions or comments, I'm not going to do an event because until I figure out Facebook, maybe another day I will do an event. But if you have questions, I will try to do an office hour where you're welcome to come in and do whatever, ask me about any aspect of academic writing, of academic career advice, graduate students, tenure, full professors, you name it. I've helped people get through this. Now, if you're watching this on Academic Writer Unlocked, you probably know me, but I just realized I didn't introduce myself. So I am Dr. Sharon Shachaf, the founder of Academic Writers Unlocked. My background is in global media studies, and I got my PhD in 2009 from the University of Texas in Austin, and I taught in Austin and Georgia State University for many, many years until I left academia. And now I'm doing this work. I specialize in helping academic writers resolve writer's block and develop a self-compassionate, successful, even joyful writing practice. All right, loves, it's time to go. Thank you for those of you watching live, and thank you for those of you who will be watching later. I will try to set up an event so that you guys can plan ahead and join me once I sort out that Facebook gets so very confused about the fact that I'm not in my original time zone, but it is 7 hours later here. So every time I create an event, it tells me the event already expired. What to do? Technology is so interesting. Have a great, blessed day. And yeah, let me know if you have interest. And if you have interest and there are problems, it's too late, it's too early, you want to start later, you want to start earlier, it's too expensive, it's not expensive enough, please let me know, because that feedback allows me to be flexible and meet you guys, meet your needs. All right. I really, really hope this group comes together. I have between 5 and 7 people who already are waiting for me to do a group. So, but for this group to work, I need at least 20, 25 people. Just, telling you the truth. Hopefully, if you have interest or if you know friends who have interest, and again, don't let money stand in the way. If 450 is still too much for you, Foundational is the place where I kind of try to open this up so that more people come into the fold. And I'm happy to work with you to help you also secure funding. So yeah, that's the last thing I will say. Universities are now, after COVID, are so much better at letting people use their research money for hiring writing coach or attending a writing workshop because conferences were not in person, so people were using their research funding in creative ways. So it became really easy to actually use your research money if you have any. Even graduate students pay me with research money. But let me know right away if this is what you want to do, because then I have to invoice the university sometimes, etc. So direct message me or email me. My email is all over the group. Direct message me through Facebook. I'm here. I'm ready to answer your questions. I might be in a different time zone, so patience with me if I don't answer right away. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye.